off and running. And a pretty good even break. Now, chopped out in the early part was quite thunder soon after the start. Bright Mind scooting through on the inside is going to lead Dazzling Gab on settling down. Mam Jean in third, and fourth then came Leviathan, followed then by back behind them was Dazzling Gab as they run towards the 800 metres. Now up front it's Bright Mind, 2.5 in advance. Dazzling Gab's up to second. Leviathan third the inside, and the well-fancied Mam Jean is running fourth, about 2 to 3 lengths off the lead. 7 and 8 back to Quite Thunder after that bad getaway. Pretty Penny is the tail ender and 15 lengths off them. Going at a pretty fair tempo as they run down the side and sweep towards the home turn. Bright Mind in second spot. Leviathan being pumped up. Then Dazzling Gab riding a patient race back in fourth. Then is the apprentice Shamatio on Mam Jean. A big space back Quite Thunder. Pretty Penny around the bend for home. And there's room on the inside for Mam Jean, who slipped right through right on the inside of Bright Mind. Leviathan is still there, but at the 200 metres, Bright Mind. Leviathan in the centre of the track. Dazzling Gab runs on fairly well. Leviathan got to the front and pinched to break. Inside the final 50, Leviathan. Oh, there's been a fall. Dazzling Gab, the rider's down, and Leviathan will beat Mam Jean. Third is going to be Bright Mind, then Pretty Penny, and Marengo the inside. They're off and running. He was slow into stride, Marengo. And out the back door in the early part was Enfuego. Coming out quick off the inside, Happy Julian leads and settling down from Malibu Bell. And recovering, Marengo boots up underneath the two of them. Back in third spot there was VG being passed on the outside by Sunshine Jern. Then came Avocacy. On the inside of Avocacy, Marky's Angel. Enfuego, after the bad beginning, is at the tail of the field. He's about 12 to 14 lengths off them. Now Marengo had booted through on the inside and took the lead away at that top turn by the 750. Marengo a length and a half in advance of Happy Julian. Third the inside, VG gets a nice run. A length and a half back Malibu Bell. Avocacy next on the inside, Sunshine Jern. Then came Marky's Angel and Enfuego on towards the sweeping home turn on the inside. It is VG. He's got right up through on the inside and taken the lead away from Marengo. Wide out on the track then was Happy Julian, and running on strongly from the back of Avocacy right through on the inside. Avocacy raced up on the inside of VG, but VG's got a kick. He darted away at the 150. VG with more than 4 in advance of the stablemate, and that is Avocacy, but VG beats Avocacy. Third is going to be Happy Julian, then Sunshine Jern, close with on the outside Marengo. A bit of trouble with Gugma on the inside, but he broke okay, Gugma, not as quick as Golden Charger, and he landed on the bridle in front as they settled into stride. Now the two greys, we've got Freedom Lover and Grey Factor kicking up underneath of Golden Charger. She's Royal in third, and now up to second spot. Back at the tail of the field is Gugma as they run towards the 800 metres. She's Royal goes right through underneath of Freedom Lover to take the lead away. A length and a half back, then Golden Charger. Running fourth on the inside, Grey Factor, about 2 back to Gugma. About 6 lengths off them as they start that sweeping turn by the 600 metres. She's Royal the inside, a neck in advance, Freedom Lover the outside. Now right on their backs is Golden Charger. A couple back then, Grey Factor is starting to give ground, and Gugma is going by of Grey Factor as they run towards the home turn. Freedom Lover took over. She's Royal's under pressure, I should say, on the inside, and Golden Charger travels like the winner out in the centre of the track at the 200 metres. She's Royal got a second win back, but taking the lead away, Freedom Lover. On the outside, running on fairly well is Golden Charger. In front, though, Freedom Lover pinched to break. Golden Charger is still there on the outside. Golden Charger is going home, and this is going to be a soft win in the finish. Golden Charger has beaten Freedom Lover, who's in a photo with Gugma. Then came Grey Factor, and She's Royal has run last of all. off and running, and very slow on the stride, levitating, and also Genie didn't begin that well. Coming out very quickly was King Hands to lead on, settling down. Boy Wonder comes across from the wide gate to sit at his girth, and back in third is Spaghetti Pababa. Then came Lagiron. On the back of Lagiron in the identical colours as Seashells, followed by going forward around the outside Genie after an ordinary getaway. Jewel of the Nile is a long way back. He's 12 lengths off them, and keeping Jewel of the Nile company is levitating as they run towards the top turn. King Hans a narrow leader. On the outside, Boy Wonders getting up alongside of him and takes a narrow lead. Back in third, Spaghetti Pababa. He's been passed by Genie. Then came getting up into a handy spot now as Seashells. Lagiron has dropped right out of the race. And then Jewel of the Nile as they round the bend for home. A line of 4 on the inside. We've got Spaghetti Pababa with a narrow lead. On the outside, Genie, who raced up and took the lead away. Spaghetti Pababa on the inside's not done with, but Genie starting to edge away from Spaghetti Pababa. Boy Wonder back in third. Genie breaks through tonight, and Genie has beaten Spaghetti Pababa, followed then by Boy Wonder, who's in a photo with King Hans. Gates fly back, they're racing, and they left in a pretty good line. Away quickly in the centre. Going forward was Guest of Honour. Wide out then Avenue Shopper is going forward, and booting between runners is Old Forester. So it's Old Forest and Avenue Shopper taking up the running from Guest of Honour. Magical Zap then up to third. Back to fourth, Guest of Honour. Then came a bit deep around the outside of them was Marvellous Marvin in those green colours. Followed by, on the back of him was Apollo. Now a long way back, I Love Maddie. He's lost touch with the field. They're at that top turn around 750 out. The inside, Magical Zap. In the centre, Old Forest, and 3 deep, Avenue Shopper. And they've been going at a pretty good speed up front. Now hustled up into fourth spot is Marvellous Marvin. Then came Apollo, and back on the inside, pushed along Guest of Honour. Forget about I Love Maddie as they're about to swing around the home turn. Magical Zap the inside, Avenue Shopper the outside into centre, then Old Forest. But Magical Zap, he zipped away at the 250. Magical Zap has put 4 lengths on them. Old Forest in second spot. Avenue Shopper came next, then Guest of Honour. Magical Zap 150 out. He's got a good lead, and he's going to run away with this. Magical Zap wins by 5. Avenue Shopper is in a photo with I Love Maddie. I Love Maddie will beat Avenue Shopper. Then came Not Far positioned, off and running, and slow and astride off the inside, Grand Monarch. Coming out very quickly, Bakawe River Town, taken on in the early part by Spellbound. And there's Gemma Bell surging forward on the outside to take the lead away. Gemma Bell is going to lead Bakawe River Town. Back to third, Spellbound, and then fourth, Grand Monarch. Then carried away about 4 or 5 back, then to Sweet the Money back near the tail of the field as they run towards the 800-metre corner. Under double wraps, Gemma Bell a length in advance, Spellbound, who's hot on his hammer. Third, the inside, Bakawe River Town. Then Grand Monarch carried away, and then came Sweet the Money as they roll down the circle. Around 650 to travel. Gemma Bell still under double wraps in second spot. Spellbound, he's off the bridle now and chasing, and then came Grand Monarch. Around the outside, Sweet the Money carried away. Bakawe River Town around the bend for home. Gemma Bell popped the question now. On the inside, Spellbound trying to make a race of it, running on fairly well. Grand Monarch, Bakawe River Town. Gemma Bell is edging away and given full rein now. Gemma Bell darts clear inside the final 150. Gemma Bell down to the wire, will win by 4 to 5 lengths. He's down. Second, Spellbound. Third, Grand Monarch, and then carried away, followed by Bakawe River.